Peanuts, chocolate, caramel, you know it's going to be a great dessert. We've taken inspiration from a Snickers bar to make a very, very easy ice cream cake. And the best thing about it, I'm going to show you how to make the ice cream using electric beaters instead of an ice cream churner. So I've got a springform tin here. Line the base and just spray the sides of your tin. And I've got 3 very long pieces of baking paper. And the reason I'm going to be lining it like this is, as you can see, the baking paper comes up the sides, and that's going to allow us to make a really tall ice cream cake. And then take that whole long piece and push it around the edges. So if you can see here, each layer, that's not meant to happen. So you can see here, what I was trying to show you is that the paper is coming above the edges of the tin. So 1 layer, and we're going to go with another 2. We can set that aside, it's ready to go, and we'll get on with our biscuit base. So taking inspiration from the Snickers, we are going to make our base out of some chocolate biscuits and then just pulse it until a fine crumb. You can use smooth or crunchy peanut butter, process that until it's a little bit wet. Scrape those sides, pulse it again, straight into that prepared tin. Now I'm just going to use the back of a spoon to just spread out that crumble mixture. So you can set this aside, you can put it in the fridge if you want, but that base is really strong so you don't need to set it. So we'll just put it here. So I'm going to show you how to make the 2 ice cream layers using either a stand mixer, but you can use some old school electric beaters as well. So I've just got the bowl here, and for the chocolate layer we're going to go in with some cocoa, and I'm just going to loosen it up with some hot water. Just mix that together and you'll see it'll form a really thick, rich chocolate paste. Now to sweeten this ice cream base, we're using some condensed milk, and just loosen that chocolate mixture. Now go with the rest of the condensed milk. And then also the thickened cream. And we want to beat it until it's soft peaks. You don't want it to be too thick because otherwise you might over-whip the cream. And you'll see the mixtures form soft peaks. So we haven't over-whipped it. Grab all that mixture and go straight in above that biscuit base. And now just smooth it out using a spatula or that spoon again. Give it a little tap to release any air bubbles. And we'll go into the freezer for about 2 hours until it's slightly firm so we can do our next layer. So that chocolate layer is nice and firm, and we can do our caramel layer next. So for that, I've just got some dulce de leche, and then just add the cream, and then also a generous pinch of salt. And so again, we're looking for that to thicken up and create soft peaks. And now we can just take that chocolate layer, and I'm going to sprinkle over some of those chopped peanuts. I'm using salted peanuts here, and if you can, just push some of those peanuts to the edge and make sure they are pressed down a little bit. And now we can just top it with your caramel layer. And again, if you have the patience, use a spatula just to smooth that top. So now get that into the freezer for at least 5 hours, but overnight is best. And you can just leave it there until you're ready to entertain your guests. So a couple of hours before you're going to serve your ice cream cake, we can make the ganache topping. And we're going to go hot cream into some chopped dark chocolate. What we need to do is set that aside for a few minutes, and we're going to let that chocolate melt, and then we can stir it until it's smooth. And now you can give that chocolate mixture a stir. Okay, now you can set this aside for a couple of hours and just put it on last minute before you serve your cake so it's nice and thick. Okay, so both layers are set. It's the moment of truth. We're going to do the unveil. And just use a spatula to smooth those sides. Okay, and for its final crown, pour over that chocolate ganache. And now just spread that out a bit. So just keep on adding a bit more of that ganache. Some extra peanuts on top, and a few salt flakes as well. And there it is, a very easy, made from scratch and make-ahead dessert that your friends will absolutely love. For this recipe and more, head to delicious.com.au.